Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm with my friend Nazmin right now. Nazi NA. I'm doing collab with my good friend Naz.
So today we are going to be making a video about mental health and disability, because as disabled people we suffer with anxiety and mental health issues because of the challenges we face, and we would like to bring awareness to that. And if any of you are going through that kind of situation, we hope to be a voice and advocate for you guys, because we want this world to be a better place
for non-disabled people and disabled people, because we are no different to normal people. We are normal people.
We are normal people with different needs.
Yeah, and I feel like people don't understand that. They treat us differently to others.
Yeah, and that's what we will be discussing in this video.
Today's video is going to be about another exercise that I do, and I really recommend it for people that have a disability and want to gain strength in their arms. This is called a grip strengthener. Today I'm going to be talking about my day-to-day. My day-to-day was all about nugglings. So you like, comment, share and subscribe, and I know in my past videos I haven't been putting my comment section on, so I remember to put that on in this video.
Well, disability presents a lot of different challenges for us. One of them is mental health. Aisha is a physically and intellectually disabled woman, and I am intellectually disabled. Being physically and intellectually disabled hold different challenges, but we're also very similar in a lot of ways, because we experience challenges such as people pleasing and people not believing in us, and so many more things.
People not seeing us in the same way as able-bodied people.
So we'll be going into some of our personal experiences. I think, though, because this is Aisha's video, I think she should take the lead on this one. So I think you should discuss a bit of your story about people pleasing and stuff. Like, how has it affected you?
I don't really people please as much. I mean, I did when I was younger, but I feel like as you grow up, especially when you have family who are really Islamic, they kind of advise you and then influence you. You become so Islamic that you start watching Islamic videos, and like
you just kind of stop caring.
You kind of come to a point in your life where you realize no one in this life is worth pleasing, because you can't please everyone. You can please them, but only to a certain extent. That makes sense.
For me personally, I guess, I mean, I discussed this on my channel. We'll link some videos below if we mention any, which goes more into in depth about these things.
Yeah, and I need to input my vlog on it as well.
So for me personally, I started people pleasing around 8 or 9 years old, because I used to get in trouble a lot in primary school. I wasn't a naughty kid whatsoever. My teachers just didn't believe in my abilities. I was bad at spelling. I couldn't talk that well because I couldn't spell. It was hard for me to spell, and it was hard for me to speak. And if I couldn't speak, I couldn't spell. If I couldn't spell, I couldn't speak. And they would always have a go at me all the time, and it was really hard for me. And then I sort of just got worse all the time. I was scared of people yelling at me, and I didn't want to get in trouble. I worked as hard as I could. I improved over time, but still it just wasn't enough for some people, and they would always have a go at me for something. It's just really hard for me to please everyone from a very young age, unfortunately.
People portray me as this happy, jolly person because that's how I come across on the outside, but they don't know how I feel on the inside, because I'm really not a positive person.
You mask it. You mask your sadness with happiness.
Yeah, and I feel like that's with all disabled people. Obviously, the people with severe disabilities, they don't mask it because they can't hide it. But I feel like I mask it. I'm basically two-faced, because like I'm smiley when I'm in college and school, but I try to hide it outside, but inside I can't hide it. I mean, I can't really hide it, because even when I'm not in my walker, I still walk I still walk not as normally as other people. So that's how they, even if I'm not in a walker, people will still see me as a disabled person. And that's not how I want to be described.
And how does the intellectual bit affect you?
The intellectual bit, wait, does that mean learning difficulty?
Yeah.
So
Intellectual is like your learning disability.
intellectual, like, well, my main disability is my physical one, but my intellectual, due to the operation I had when I was 5 months, and I'll get into the operation that I had recently in December, but the operation that I had when I was 5 months, I mean, it affected, well, I don't know if I was born with mobility issues, because a lot of people say I was born with it, and someone was told me I was born with it, and my parents are telling me it's because of the operation. So I don't really know. I can't really tell you guys about that because I was really young. Due to the operation, I had mobility issues and I had a learning delay, which means I will learn stuff, but it takes time. I'm not learning as fast as other people, and things that other people might find it easy, I find hard. Like, she finds using InShot easy, I find it hard.
InShot's an editing app, by the way, but there are things that, due to my intellectual disability, my learning disability, I do find hard as well, such as harder things in maths like algebra, finding out the best value for money, calculating interest and stuff. Those things I find really, really hard. It takes me a long time. Even if someone explains it to me a million times, I still will not understand it because my brain just doesn't work in that way. My family has a history of learning disabilities. My older brother has one, my older sister has one. For us who have the disability in my family, it's really hard for us to do certain tasks. Maths is a huge problem for most of us. So
it's hard for everyone, but it's more harder for people with disabilities.
Yeah, brains are just like wired differently, if that makes sense.
I feel like you can either be an English person, or you can either be a maths person, or you can either be a science person.
Sorry if you heard the buzzing, someone's calling here, but for us, because of the way our brains are not structured, but like, you get what I mean, it's hard for us.
And it's especially hard for me because if I'm hanging out, obviously I'm not in college anymore, but if I'm hanging out with a person who doesn't have a disability, or maybe does but it's not visible, they would because most able-bodied people think that all people with disabilities are the same. So they would, if I was walking with a person that doesn't have a visible disability, they would automatically assume that that I get tired really easily and I can't stand up or walk for a long time. But that's not the case, because I feel like with my kind of condition, the more active I am, the better it is for me.
With my disability, a lot of pressure is put on me by my family to succeed. They just think that because I'm not able to do certain things like they can, they think that I wouldn't be able to succeed in life, like get a job, have successful relationships, friendships, things like that. They just think in some ways I'm incompetent, and I'm trying to like prove to them that I can do things like they can, but sometimes it's just harder because I have to basically work twice as hard as them to really prove my worth and prove my abilities.
Yeah, me too. I want to do a physical job, but people think that because of my physical disability, I wouldn't be able to do it. So I'm having a tough time looking for work as well, which is why I kind of regret finishing college that early, because now I'm jobless, and normal people without a disability or doesn't have a visible disability, they can do a lot of stuff that we can't, or that I can't. So they can, if they have experience in a restaurant, they can apply for the first restaurant job they see, whereas I have to sit down and really look for a suitable job. And people think that
this world it's not very made for
disabled.
Exactly, it's not very made for them. They don't really accommodate to what we really need.
Yeah, and I feel like in college and school, this is what I was talking to Nazmin about earlier. In college and school, they only do it because they have to, not because they want to.
If you go into work, it's a lot harder. Like, you really have to advocate for yourself, and that's really tough to constantly have to advocate for your needs.
Yeah,
it's really tiring.
Yeah,
because we're just normal people. We just have like some additional needs, but having to constantly advocate for.
But our disabilities doesn't describe us, and it shouldn't.
Exactly, our disabilities don't define who we are. They're just a part of us.
And I feel like that's hard to, because I remember when I first started college, I had a friend named Angela, and she went up to a lot of learning mentors and asked them, "Can you tell this girl has a learning disability?" And they're like, "No." So it doesn't really show on the outside that I have a disability, but it's on the inside. On the inside, I do struggle a lot. So from that first operation that I had when I was 5 months, that's when I had my first operation, and then everything went fine for 21 years, and then I think the reason why I had to have this operation, the one I had recently, was because after college all I did was stay in bed the whole day, because there's nothing to do at home, so I was in bed the whole day. And I think that
even when you were recovered,
yeah, and I think that affects even when I was recovered. But before when I finished college, I was active, like, because I used to go to the market a lot of times. I joined Popular Hardcore because by the way, there's somewhere in the market where they help you find jobs and stuff like that. So I joined them, but then I think after a few months of joining them, I had to go into hospital because of severe headaches and sickness. And at first they didn't tell me the reason why I'm having it, but then so I stayed in the hospital for 7 days, and then I came home feeling fine, and then I had to go back because I experienced the same things again, and then 3 weeks of monitoring, and then after that, that's when they told me I needed operation. So, and alhamdulillah, I'm fine now and recovered well, alhamdulillah. No complications, and yeah, it's just this time it's different because I felt like the recovery and my healing process, it was dragging, whereas when I was 5 months old, I didn't know anything. I didn't know how the healing process went. I didn't know how the
obviously you were a baby, so obviously you don't remember that kind of thing.
Yeah,
but then now that you're an adult, you sort of remember it more.
Yeah, I remember everything, and it's, and the thing that breaks my heart is because I have been recovering from operation with a physical disability is heartbreaking, because as I said, this happened after 21 years. I needed operation, but before that I didn't need any operation. So the same shunt that I had when I was 5 months stayed in my head until now. It's still there, by the way. They couldn't take it out, but they put a new one, so hopefully nothing happens to that one, to the old one. And so basically that's what happened, and it's heartbreaking because I feel like everything I worked for 21 years, I feel like it's all for nothing now, because even though I'm properly healed, I still can't go back to exercising. That just breaks my heart, because even though I was physically disabled, I was practically normal, doing normal things, walking normally. Due to if I was continuously doing my exercises, I would feel like I know I have balancing issues, but if I feel like when I do my exercises, I feel like I feel like I never had it, if that makes sense. And when I don't do it, that's when I feel unbalanced, and I feel like I can't walk unassisted. So, and now after I came home from my operation, my balancing issues just got worse. I mean, it happens more frequently. I lose balance every time I walk.
And you need people to help you.
Yeah, I can't even walk on my own, and if I do,
What was in her progress over the last?
seen me in school.
Yeah, I've seen you by proper progress I've really seen over the last 4 or 5 years since I've known you, and we've really bonded.
Because one thing you should know, you guys, is because and we're telling you all this because we're YouTubers, and you guys, family isn't just the people you live with. Family is, you guys are family as well, and so you deserve to know everything. I didn't even tell my friends about my operation until I was in hospital. I thought I shouldn't tell my friends about my operation because I didn't tell them that I have a shunt in my head, and I didn't tell them that I had a operation when I was 5 months old. I mean, I think I told her best friend. I remember telling her. I think I told her best friend, but
yeah, a lot of things that we have now told each other, we haven't told each other straight away because you need time to process everything for yourself,
and we both have different best friends. She wouldn't trust me as well as she would trust her best friend. But I feel like since our best friends have left college, we've been bonding closer.
Yeah, we have a stronger bond since our best friends left college earlier. But even my best friend that I have been with for 9 years, I didn't tell her a lot of my issues straight away. I waited and sort of processed everything.
Yeah, because when you first meet someone, you need to know them. I feel like you need to be with them for a while until you can fully trust them and fully trust that they can keep secrets.
So,
by the way, if you're watching this, I know you're trusted.
Yeah, I trust my best friend 100%. And everything that I have told her, she keeps confidential. She keeps it just between us two, and she just helps me really process everything, and she makes sure that I'm okay. And she's told me things that she's gone through for years, and I just try to support her as best as I can, the same way that she has for me. Because I was a lot more open about my hardships and everything, and she sort of kept more quiet. But then over the last year, we have been more open with each other, and we just try to be there for each other. Personally, trying not to be such a people pleaser, but it's really, really hard because people just like to shove their expectations of you, what they want from you. They try to shove it down your throat all the time, and they just want you to be the person that they think you should be. But I'm trying to follow my own dreams and everything, but it is hard because people, they're not very supportive of me.
And with me, when it comes to finding jobs and stuff like that, I'm looking for jobs now because I don't have anything to do. After education, normally what you would do is look for jobs. So I'm trying to do that, but people think that I should look for jobs that from home. People tell me to apply for jobs from home or office jobs, and I get where they're coming from because they don't want me to do something that will risk me getting hurt, but they don't
trust that you can do it.
Yeah, and they're not basing it on my happiness, they're basing it on my disability.
that's what my family do as well. They think that I'm not able to do certain things because of my disability, but they don't let me try.
And we're not saying we expect them to we're not saying we expect them to not base it on our happiness. I mean, the reason why they base it on disability and not on happiness is because they don't know what it feels like. For us, we're finding it more tough than they are.
They don't understand what it's like to be in our shoes. They're not very like empathetic.
Even though my mom is a parent of a disabled child, they don't know what I'm going. They don't know the struggles that I go through. I mean, they see me before my operation. I was exercising a lot, like every day, so they know. They know that part. They know how hard I work to overcome my disability, but they don't know what I struggled to get to that point.
I think as well, when you're the parent of multiple disabled children like my dad is, he has 3 disabled kids. My older brother and sister also have learning disabilities, like I said before. I think it's hard because like every kid is different. Me and my sister, me and my brother, like we're not the same. We have different severities, and we have different interests, we have different dislikes, we have different abilities, and we find certain things easier than this other sibling and things harder than that sibling. So I think when you're the parent of multiple disabled kids, it's hard to really understand what each kid is going through, because each kid is so different because of the different severities of the condition.
Yeah, and what you need to know, and what able-bodied people need to know, is that not all disabled people are the same. Some improve and some don't improve. Because I've seen a lot of people who are our ages and they either stay the same or get worse. But alhamdulillah, I've been getting better. Because when I was in since I was in year 5, that's when I started getting the courage of learning how to walk, and then it got better from then on, and then obviously now it's worse because I have an operation.
By the way, for anyone who doesn't understand what year 5 means, not everyone understands what year 5 means, but year 5 is grade 4. She was around like 9 to 10-ish. 9 when she started, and then 10 when she's finished year 5. So that's what that means, in case no one knows.
Yeah, because it's different in different countries.
Yeah, unfortunately. Yeah, school systems are just very like. Anything else you want to talk about?
No, I think we covered everything we needed to say in this video.
Make sure you watch our other videos as well. We will go ahead and leave all the information for everything below. And yeah, we love you guys, and we will see you in the next video.
Yeah, bye.